What is up, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're checking out the band IAEMON. IAEMON are a new Electronicore band from Glasgow, Scotland. I was contacted by screamer slash songwriter who goes by the sage name of Lagrid, or Lygen. I'm not sure how to pronounce that completely, so please correct me in the comments. I do apologize if I messed it up, my friend. They are an Electronicore band. When I asked him what they consider Electronicore, it's a combination of EDM, metalcore, and other electronic elements. And I'm really curious. I love the fusing of industrial electronic elements and metal. And it's really nice to be able to do more of that here on the channel. And especially to help out newer bands that haven't a chance to get a lot of exposure. This is their first single. The lyrics are in the description below, and I've got them here in a separate document so I can check them out. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what they sound like. I'm looking forward to hearing this blend. So, let's go ahead and check them out, shall we? The band is IAEMON, the track is IAEMON, and here we go. Definitely get those big electronic elements there. I like that big roaring vocal. He's got a good amount of depth to what he's capable of. I like the electronic elements on the voice there. Really dynamic range for an aggressive vocalist. Some of that synth work's a little piercing, so it can be a little off-putting to some. Like that shift. Really like her voice. Normally I can be off-put by some of the different effects on the vocals, but it really works in the framework of what they're doing. Wish those guitars were a little more articulate and a little less muddy. And we're definitely running into the issue I tend to have with a lot of symphonic or electronic metal is the synths are dominating the riffs, the guitar work a little bit. Like the riffs, you certainly get a lot of that familiar metalcore feel in there. Really like her tone vocally. Good familiar grooves. The major issue I'm having is those synths are just dominating the mix, and it's making everything else sound a little muddy. The whispering vocals are up forward. I wish the remaining vocals were up a little bit more forward in the mix. Build-up was good. I like how they shifted to a break with that electronic going in behind it. Definitely like the incorporation of leads here. I do feel like some of that's getting lost with how forward and how powerful that synth is. I like that slight orchestral synth being utilized there at the piano. Oh, I gotta cry foul on the addition of the katana, though. You're from Scotland. Use traditional and awesome Western weaponry. There's a lot going on here. It needs to be more articulate. It needs to be more clear, in my opinion. The music's losing some of the effectiveness with just how muddy the mix is. I like that shifting to a break. Nice familiar chug. Alright, the track is called IAEMON. The band is called IAEMON. And there's a lot to like here. It's honestly a track that I want a couple more passes at to really pass judgment. But there's a lot of cool elements going on here. I think the execution needs to be better. I like the riffs. I like the musicianship. But the biggest issues I have are all they're all mix issues. The band doesn't necessarily sound coherent in the mix. It doesn't sound like it doesn't completely sound cohesive. That synth is a bit piercing in the passages you're utilizing. And I find that to be slightly off-putting. I also feel like the mix is a bit muddy, and it points it's too muddy because of just how it's mixed and where the synths are. You're losing a lot of the effectiveness of that track by not being able to hear those elements. I get if it's trying to be mixed to be gritty, but that doesn't sound like a gritty dark mix. It just sounds muddy. And I think there's some phenomenal moments there, and I want to be able to hear them, and I want to be able to feel them, and I want to be able to be hit with them. And the mix issues are hindering that for me. The synths are drowning out the guitars. The bass is, I'm barely able to hear it, and I'm listening to it over a pair of really solid studio headphones. And if you're going to incorporate those metalcore elements, I want to be able to feel that part of the sound, and I really want to be able to hear more of that. Wouldn't mind those tones necessarily being a bit thicker, especially when they've got to cut through with the synth. I think the aggressive vocals are very well done. He's got a really strong, very diverse vocal attack there. I like the clean vocalist. I really like her tone. I like that softness, that tenderness that she adds. But there's also points where her vocals are getting lost in that mix. And overall, I want to hear more. I'd love to hear this track remixed and remastered where the levels are just better, where the synths and the electronic stuff is not dominating that mix and not drowning out the more metalcore aspects. You can certainly get some of that cinematic quality. I think the video is executed well, other than the fact that you guys are a Scottish band. Why are you using the imagery of a katana when you're Scots? Come on. You guys made fantastic weaponry when you were allowed to, and you certainly had access to weapons from the English. So don't shortchange your own culture for the trendiness of inferior blades like the katana. But that's certainly a personal thing there. I do like the theatric elements. The bringing back the body paint's good. The performance aspects of the video are strong. But moving forward, I think it's going to be better if you guys dial the mix in a bit more. Got some band members from Portuguese industrial bands that follow the channel. I'm sure they could certainly give some advice and kick in their opinions on it as well. Because I think you guys have a really cool thing going on. I really enjoy the aggression of the metalcore elements. And I really want to feel that. I want to feel that aggression. I want to get hit with it. And for me, being able to have some of that, have more of that connection does depend on having a more clear mix where everything can be heard and understood. But this is your first track, and you guys have a ton of growth to do as a band. And I certainly await the full record. You know, I would love, if you guys need me to, I would be more than happy to hear things ahead of time and give a couple of opinions and call on some opinions from people. Because I think you guys have a lot of promise, and I really want to see you have success in the future. So thank you for giving me the chance. Sorry it's taken me a little bit. I do appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing the rest of what you guys come up with. I really dig the concept of what you guys are calling Electronicore. So, thanks, guys. Thank you to all the support from everybody. I hope you guys enjoy this, or at least if you don't, please offer some strong and good constructive criticism on how you think these guys can improve their sound, because I think that would be a very helpful thing. Thank you to my law enforcement, military veterans, and first responders for what you guys do every day. As always, you have been awesome. I have been Baldman. I'll see you in the next one. Be excellent to each other. Keep head banging.